Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me today this Monday morning. None of us really planned on being here on Monday. We planned on probably being back at school, but you know what? We get to do this together and this is a pretty neat opportunity. And I thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna do some art today and have some fun and join together. But first of all, I've got a few shout outs. I've got Mrs. Elblaine's class at Randall Elementary, 5th grade, Wisconsin, is joining us today. Hey guys. I've got Mrs. Carson in Indianapolis. She is in room 106, the Center for Inquiry. Thank you for joining me, Mrs. Carson, in your classroom. We've got people joining us from all over, and I'm really excited to have you guys here. Now, you signed up for Monday, that's today's lesson, for the weaving class that we're gonna talk about with paper weaving. We're gonna do this super cute little Scottish fold kitty, and we're gonna do his sweater and get to choose things like that. Now, hopefully you looked below on the link. I've got 2 links set up for where you can print and have this ready. One of them will have this template where you're gonna go ahead and click print and make a copy of that for you. And then the second template will be the arms template. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you push pause now if you have not printed that and get those printed off. If you can put them on a thicker cardstock paper, it'll make it a lot easier for weaving. If you don't have thicker cardstock, we can still work it that way, okay? Go ahead and hit those buttons below and get those printed and ready for us. The next thing you're also gonna want to gather is some construction paper. I have several colors that I chose. You can do maybe 3, 4, or 5 colors that you might want, and then I have them cut into strips, but we can do that part together. Gather that up. You're gonna want some scissors and some glue today. And that's all you're gonna need. All right, go ahead and print those and join me back here in just a second. Okay guys, you're back. You've got your papers printed and we're ready to go ahead and start. So what you wanna do is you wanna get some scissors and you're gonna cut out your Scottish fold kitty. And when I cut mine, I try to cut right up to the black line. I don't wanna cut the black line off. Okay, so if you leave a tiny bit of white around your black line, that's okay. But you don't wanna cut too much into your black line because that's gonna make it look kind of weavy and wavy when you go ahead and do your weaving, okay? So I'll give you time to go ahead and cut yours out, and then you're gonna join me right back here and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fold and get your loom ready. All right, I went ahead and got mine all cut out. What I've done here is got the outside of him cut out, but the inside is not cut yet. This is gonna be your loom. A loom is the middle part that you use for your weaving. They use looms in weaving materials and cloth like that. If you look, you'll see a dotted line. That's your fold line. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your kitty, fold it down on that dotted line. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Just try to get it folded there, nice and straight. Okay, that's gonna make it easy for you to cut. So you're gonna cut now on that top folded line. All right, so you can see right here when it's folded that you can go ahead and cut right in the middle of that fold. Be careful not to cut it all the way back through the back of this. When you fold it, I like to cut to the top and then I like to look on the back, okay? So that you don't cut too far into your little kitty sweater. Now it might end up going a little bit farther into it, it's totally fine. And I'm gonna cut to my last one, and there I go. Now you can see that I've cut up into that line a little bit, not gonna be a problem, okay? Not gonna be a problem at all. Go ahead and open your kitty back up. Go ahead and choose whatever other colors that you want for your sweater. I just took some construction paper and went ahead and cut my strips this way. You can make them about, let me just see what we have. You could do about a little over a ½ inch. I would do less than an inch, but this is just so that you can fit more of them in here. It doesn't matter if you make them really thin too, you can work it that way. And you're gonna start by weaving. Pick whatever color you want. Now weaving, if you remember, if you guys have done this in the past, it's over, under, over, under. So you can start either way that you want. I'm gonna start by going over the top of the loom. See, I'm going right over the top, and I'm pulling it through, okay? So I've gone over the top, under this one, over the top of this one, under, and you're gonna pull it through over, under, all the way till you get to the other side. So you've got it in like this. Then you're gonna scooch it down as far as you can make it go. And you're ready for your next one. This is where you're gonna do the opposite. Okay, so if you started by going over, you don't wanna go over again. This time you're gonna go under. So I'm gonna go under that first one. Let me put it down, friends, it's too hard to do it this way. Under the first, over the next, over, under, over, under. And you're weaving your kitty sweater. I don't know what your temperature is where you're at, but it's actually cold and rainy here today. Okay, Google, what's the temperature?
The current temperature in Broken Arrow is 45.
It's 45 here. I don't know what it is there, but that's what we have here. Right now, I can see I have space in between my kitty. See the sweater here? I'm gonna try to push this down, okay, the best that I can, because I want to be able to get as many colors as I can. So it's going to take some scooching it down. Okay, if you leave it with a lot of space in between, it's not going to look as good and you're not going to get as many stripes in there. All right, I can tell that I have it pretty close because look how this looks like it's almost touching that corner. There's not a big gap space there. That's what you want, okay? It's okay if these tails are hanging out. We're going to trim them off in a little bit. All right, let's pick our next color. I definitely want to make sure I get purple in here. So I'm going to start with a purple. This time I'm doing opposite. Okay, here I go. This time I'm doing over. And then we're going to go under. If you need to flip it over, that's fine. I love doing weavings. There's all kinds of paper weavings you can do with all different colors and materials. We just thought we'd give this little kitty a sweater. Now, this is a Scottish fold. You can kind of tell because of their little ears are folded down. And if you guys click on some videos, if you're looking at fun cat videos, Scottish fold kitties have great videos. One, they're super cute. That's a Scottish fold. They're really intelligent kitties. Okay, so I'm pushing this one down. It gets tight, but that's okay. It looks like it might have room for one more strip. Let's do a blue one. No, we did blue. Let's do a red one. All right, last one. Guys, my sweater is ready to go. Now, I've got these tabs hanging out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the tabs off. You don't need to cut them off of both sides. What I could actually do here is pull this till it gets hidden behind. Don't pull it all the way through. Pull this till it's right even to that edge, right there. I wanna stop. Pull this one. Come on. Right to there, tuck it behind. And my last, I'm gonna stop right, come on, uh-oh. Pull it right through there. Now I only have to trim off one side. This part's easy. If you've got this one here, you just give it a cutout. I've already cut this one off for my kitty that was the example. So I'll just use his on real quick. You put a glue in the middle, turn him over. You're gonna glue his arms on the back. And you can slide them to where you want them to be. Press it down, and those arms will stay on there. Now, it's got its sweater on, you're ready to do some coloring. There's a couple different ways you can do this to give your kitty some color. I like to use colored pencils for this because I like to just do a real light coloring over it like I did on this one. What I did is I just went ahead and put some stripes on my kitty, and I used a real light gray to make the outline of where I wanted my kitty to be. I made the ears on the little Scottish fold a little darker with colored pencil, and then I went in and gave some color to my sweater. If you want to, go ahead and just make every one a different color in here if you want. You're welcome to do that. Just have some fun with your kitty. This is where you can add some characters and make it your own. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, what are these dots in the eyes? Why are there all these white dots? Those are the highlights. Okay, I always love to put highlights in the eyes because it really makes it pop and look alive. And when you've got the highlights in the eyes, it makes them look shiny. And if you look in a mirror, when you get done with this, if you want to, look in the mirror and look at your eye, and you'll see all the white highlight dots. It's not just one highlight, you'll see a lot of different highlight dots. And that's what makes your eyes look shiny, and so that's why we put that in our little Scottish Fold kitty today. Another fun thing you can do is give a little circles cheeks on your kitty, and this is what you can do. I like to use, if you happen to have chalks, sidewalk chalk has even work. I take a little bit of my color, not very much. I'm gonna use red. If you've got pink, awesome. And we're just gonna make some cheeks on my kitty. Okay, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of mine, and I'm just gonna do that. Do you see, I just make a real light circle. Now I'm not taking my pastel and putting it on here. Okay, that's gonna make it too harsh. You don't want that much. But you just do a little bit with your cotton, okay? And it kind of makes the cheeks, and you can spread out pastels. That's what's neat about chalk. Also, if you wanna do some little kitty pads on its hands, you can do that with the little chalk. You can make the little kitty paw pads. Have you guys ever seen the kitty's hand and it's got such a cute little kitty pads on there, the little soft spots? You can stick those on your kitty as well. Have fun with it, guys. I enjoy doing all kinds of different colorings with my pastels. You can even color your kitty with pastels if you want. Just know that I like to use a cotton ball or something to spread it out, because if you use the pastel directly on there, it can get a little bit harsh. But we are going to be talking about pastels on Thursday. We're doing a fantastic project that some of my older students that are watching are going to enjoy as well, although it's perfectly easy to do for the littles also. Guys, thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time with our weaving. I know everybody's kitty sweaters look different, I'm sure. Tomorrow, we're going to be working with some optical illusion art, call it op art. We're going to be doing some tubes, some three-dimensional looking shiny tubes. What you're going to need for that is just a piece of cardstock paper, or you can use regular paper. I like cardstock when I'm doing art because it keeps the colors from bleeding through. You're going to use markers. I like to use Sharpies for these. You're going to want definitely a black Sharpie and a piece of paper, and then several other Sharpie colors that you guys want to pull together. and we're gonna do step by step on how you can make yours look like it really pops out with even having the highlights on there. So we're gonna talk about this tomorrow. Also tomorrow, guys, I want you to bring with you some glue. It's not for the project that we're doing tomorrow, but we're gonna be doing a project on Wednesday where we need to actually make it tomorrow so it has time to dry so that it'll be ready to go on Wednesday. So bring with us a little bit of glue as well for tomorrow so that you'll be ready to go. And we've got some cool projects coming up. Guys, thanks for sharing this time with me, and hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. I do want to do one last shout out that I promised, and that is to Tulsa Lincoln Christian School. I know a lot of you guys are joining me. You guys are very familiar to me. I see you in the hallways, and I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, and see you next time tomorrow for our next video. Bye, guys.